The OEM Audio Plus Supra sound solution is engineered and tuned, accomplishing high-resolution audio with a completely plug-and-play installation. The system includes our most powerful amplifier yet, with built-in 64-bit digital signal processing power, full digital signal with optical connection, our integration interface ensuring no loss of vehicle functionality or operation, and our corner-mounted Supra-Specific subwoofer system, delivering a balanced, immersive, yet impactful low-frequency extension. The system powers and remasters all speaker locations, delivering studio-quality clarity, unreal imaging, and all the emotional weight of your music. We recommend allocating approximately 60 minutes to complete this upgrade. Tools needed: panel tool, pick tool, T20 Torx, T30 Torx, 10mm socket, and a 13mm socket. Open the trunk. Unhook the two trunk cover lines. Fold cover and tilt down and out of position. Remove the carpet and floorboard. Tilt the floorboard and lift out of position. Disengage the two push-in snaps using a panel or pick tool. Remove the rear threshold. Twist the two cargo hooks on the rear threshold to the vertical orientation to loosen and open the panel, revealing the hardware locations. Using a T30 Torx bit, remove the two factory bolts with washer. With the panel tool, lift the panel around the trunk liner straight out of position. Lift the front lip of the weather stripping, allowing clearance for the panel to be removed. Lift the panel up and out of its rested position. There are 4 clips that keep this panel engaged. We recommend putting a protective blanket or towel down over the trunk latch mechanism to avoid accidental closure of the trunk after the battery ground is disconnected. Using a 10mm, disconnect the negative terminal on the battery. Disengage the rearmost push-in snap on the driver's side trunk liner using a panel or pick tool. Using a panel tool, remove the corner B-pillar panel. There's a total of 4 clips on this panel. Remove the 2 T20 screws securing the panel in place. Pull the side trunk liner panel towards the passenger side of the vehicle, away from its rested position, and back towards the rear of the vehicle, disengaging the front locking guides of the panel. Disengage the light connector with a pick tool and release the connector. Remove the panel from the vehicle. Put a protective blanket or towel down. Amplifier preparation. Loosen the factory harness retention clips by prying away from the rested position with a clip removal tool. Use a panel tool to lift the bottom clip fastener on the factory amplifier out of position. Carefully cutting the zip tie on the middle harness clip may be needed to loosen this harness. Subsequently unscrew this clip and install a new zip tie in preparation for reassembly. Using a 10mm socket, remove the hardware holding the factory amplifier in place. Disconnect the 3 factory amplifier connectors. The main connection is disengaged by compressing the tabs on the left side of the connector and sliding the connector housing to the upper right. Once all connections are disengaged, remove the factory amplifier from vehicle. Transfer the bottom retainer clip of the factory amplifier assembly to the OEM Audio Plus amplifier assembly bracket. The factory amplifier weighs in at 5¼ pounds. The OEM Audio Plus upgraded amplifier assembly weighs in at 4¾ pounds. Harness connectivity. For the sake of clear instructions, we are showing the amplifier connectivity outside of the vehicle. Connection prior to mounting the amplifier is optional for a clearer workspace. Install the 3-prong power connectivity to the multi-channel power amplifier into its designated receptacle. Plug the power connectivity into the integration interface. The ground ring terminal will install on the factory ground location on the inside cavity near the amplifier location. Power wire will install on the positive terminal of the battery location. With the quick sync wire and harness in hand, plug the 20-pin connection to the multi-channel power amplifier with DSP and the corresponding 8-pin connection. Subwoofer umbilical will connect to the 8-pin adapter and ultimately to the Supra subwoofer system. Unlock and unplug the most optical connector and transfer the fiber optic cable into the provided most connector housing. Observe the orientation of the optical signal as seen in this video. If applicable, remove the safety clip from the optical receptacle of the integration interface. Plug the most fiber optic connector, now in the new housing, into the integration interface. The OEM Audio Plus amplifier assembly includes our auxiliary cooling fan. This module constantly provides air circulation to keep the ambient temperature within the DSP amplifier's optimal operating cycle. This accessory is pre-wired, so no installation steps or future maintenance is required. Install the OEM Audio Plus amplifier assembly using the original factory hardware and floor clip location. Install the OEM Audio Plus ground to the factory ground location. Due to the angle of this factory bolt location, we are using a mirror to allow you to see these steps being performed. Remove the factory 10mm bolt. Install the OEM Audio Plus ground together with the factory ground and reinstall the 10mm bolt. Make sure the harness ground rests on top of the factory ground. Run the length of the power wire and fuse holder assembly to the positive terminal of the battery, tucking alongside the factory cables neatly and out of the way. Remove the 13mm bolt from the battery distribution block positive terminal. Install the ring terminal of the fuse holder lead and reinstall the 13mm bolt and tighten. Do not install the fuses at this time. The OEM Audio Plus subwoofer system weighs in at 15.5 pounds total weight. Position your OEM Audio Plus Supra subwoofer system into the trunk liner side panel. Pass the connector on the top of the assembly through the designated factory opening on the carpet. Push the subwoofer tight against the panel so that the subwoofer is fitted and snug in the panel. With masking tape or a marker, mark 6 locations on the back side of the panel: the top, the back, middle, and sides. Follow the contour of the subwoofer when marking these locations, ensuring that the hardware is evenly spread and the mounting is to the thick locations of the enclosure. Drill the pilot holes on the marked location using 3 32nd bit with a 1/2 inch depth marked. When drilling into a porous material like fiberglass, you just want to be slow about it. When installing the hardware after drilling the pilot holes, you can use a power tool at slow speed, low torque for the initial threading, and then use a hand tool to finalize. Do not over tighten. Repeat for all 6 locations, pushing the subwoofer against the panel along the way. Position in trunk and connect subwoofer connection. Reinstall the trunk liner side panel with the subwoofer installed. Push panel towards the front of the vehicle, engaging the front locking guides of the panel, and hinge the back side of the panel into the position and engage all factory clips. With the subwoofer installed, install the fuses at this time. 2 25 amp fuses to the main amplifier fuse holder assembly and a 5 amp fuse to the fuse holder for the integration interface. Reconnect the negative terminal of the battery. Reassemble the panels, thresholds, floor, carpet, and trunk cover in reverse order, taking time to ensure all clips and panels are fully engaged and no rattles. We recommend using masking tape to protect the subwoofer when reinstalling the floorboard. Push the subwoofer into position, giving more clearance, and lower the floorboard into its original position. This concludes the OEM Audio Plus System Series installation for the Toyota Supra. Start your engine, turn on your audio, and enjoy.